Welcome. This is going to be a short video before episode 2 of the Hacked.Human broadcast uploads. I had some questions amongst episode 1 if this was real. So before moving on to episode 2, when I give a basic tooling on how to make these recordings, I wanted to share one recording with you. And this is an attempt to show how these people will use targeted assault against you to try to manipulate your life, drive you from your loved ones, and create mass confusion and havoc. I'm going to play this recording now, and then I'm going to explain what you've heard. Please take a listen. Okay, what you've just heard is a recording that was taken, it had been being broadcast to me, multiple phone calls that were apparently between my ex-wife now and a former boyfriend who was the father of one of my stepchildren. And he had been making some threats apparently to her that he would harm the children or harm her. And this recording, what you will have heard, considering it's played through a phone speaker, which is a poor way to play these back. You want headphones, you want to equalize it, and you want to dial it in so you can hear and transcribe every word. It's also being placed several feet away from a video camera's microphone. So you won't hear all of it, you've only heard the loudest parts. What you heard was some tapping and some hammering. And the name of my ex-wife, Adelita, said 3 times. And then you heard a diesel vehicle start up, which I assume would be to cover the sound of what would happen next. And then you hear a man that is apparently the ex-boyfriend saying, hey, let me out of here, let me out of here. And then another diesel vehicle starts and you hear the gun blast. Now, fully transcribed, which I have done several times, the entire video in its entirety starts with the tapping sounding and the hammering. And then you hear the man say, Adelita, please don't let him kill me. Which is replied, how stupid are you? And then the vehicle starts up, you hear the man say, I can change, I can get money. And someone says, shut up. And then as the second, before the second vehicle starts, you hear him say again, hey, let me out of here, which is replied to him by a man, sorry man, Adelita wants you dead. And then he says, are you ready? To which you can hear a faint yes. The vehicle starts up and then you hear a gun blast. Now, what these actors claiming to be the FBI did with this is try to convince me of its legitimacy, and then began telling me that they were contacting me because they were investigating this as a crime, as a homicide. And they would tell me grotesque and gruesome details about disposal of the body and a beheading and burying a head separate from the body, and trying to frighten me into believing everything they said. And you could see how this would create a serious rift between my wife at the time and I, and my children, and everything for that matter. I only believed that these actors were truthful or decent in character with the FBI for 4 months. After that, I began ignoring this in its entirety, but it affected the overall outcome of my family for a long time. It still does to this day, because it has nearly been 3 years. And as you will hear about in episode 1, if you haven't seen episode 1, please go back and take a look at it. Wouldn't you do that for me, please? It's outstanding information. Episode 1 is outstanding. Episode 2 will be up, and it will contain all kinds of various amounts of information that I think is so concerning, probably the most important and most concerning thing to Americans today, because this is targeted, weaponized assault against the public. I'm going to play this one more time, and then I'm going to end the video. Please join me back for episode 2. Catch up in episode 1 and learn about the dangers of these new technologies. Thank you.